Hi, it's Ingrid from thinkingthis.com. In this two-part deep dive, we will decorate and discuss my must-have planner spreads for 2025, how they worked out after 3/4 of the year have passed, and whether they will be included in my 2026 planner. In part one of this deep dive, I take you through decorating the Common Planner's cover and the setting up of a grid spacing guide, index, and collections spread. So let's take a look at how I set up and decorated my Sterling Ink Common Planner for 2025. Okay, here we are with our stuff. Voiceover Ingrid here. These spreads were created over the course of 3 months. Some of them were recorded on my weekly Plan and Affirm lives. I indicate the date and week that the footage was recorded at the top of the screen. We'll be switching from real-time audio clipped from my lives to voiceover audio for spreads that were recorded separately. Okay, and so here is my friend, my new friend. And my new friend, I want to put the cover on today. In order to put the cover on today, I need to decide how I'm going to decorate the planner itself. All right, actually, I don't no longer need to keep this so we can break it. Break it. Okay, here we go. Smooth friend. Oh, right here. Okay. Move that over there. So I got these flowers. And they have gold foil. And so there's different kinds of holographic edge flowers. And so I'm going to choose the one I like the most. Very likely it's going to be a lily because there's like a lily theme that's already happening. Because she's got the lily on the pencil board and on the free stickers. So it might just be a lily, but let's take a look at which stickers arrive. So there's this one. There's this. There's different ones. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at the back, girl. All right, so there's different lilies. And then there's different, I forgot what these are called. I'm really bad with naming flowers. It's a skill that must be improved. Okay, so this one has these various stickers in it. This one has these. This one has these with lilies. Roses, love the roses, but I think I'm going to go with lily. The roses look beautiful though. That looks great. Oh, love that. Okay. Then we have this one. Cute. Cute. What's that? And then there's this like daisy style. Also cute. Love that. Okay, but we already know. We're going with the lilies. We're gonna go with one of these just because it matches. Then I also got these other flower ones. And I'm not going to pull each one out of the package, but they're like, you know, these are the purples and the blues. These are the pinks, and there's pink lilies here. Maybe I can use it inside. Here's this whitish, white and black, various some roses. There's butterflies in these packs too, which I love. So look at that, the butterflies on top on that one. Awesome. And we've got these roses, and we've got the pinks. So that's what we've got. We'll be using that. Maybe the theme is going to be florals only, but there's always going to be some witchy crystal stuff like that, you know. I just go for that. So, and interestingly enough, again, the pencil board has my friend's crystals. So it's possible that it's going to be flowers, butterflies, and crystals all year. Maybe that'll be the theme. But for now, we're just going to choose our cover so that then we can put the planner inside the plastic cover. We're only going to go with one sticker. So I'm going to choose which one it is. Oh. Take your time. Everyone has different fluorescence. Don't worry that someone has it ahead of you. Each flower has a different fluorescence. One day you can be what you want to be. Don't be paranoid. Choose the way you want. Okay. Don't be paranoid, people. Okay, so these are the lilies. So there's like 2 of every flower. It appears. It appears there's 2 of every flower. Interesting, interesting. Which one do I like? I think I like these. Do I like that one? I like them all. But I am more attracted to these. Should it be those? Thought I got it. Okay, here we go. Bam. Now, there we are. It's a little not where I wanted it to be. But I'm gonna leave it. Gonna leave it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're just gonna pop it in. Pop it into the cover. Okay, and see my gold edges? That's where I'm starting with gold edge decor for the initial setup pages. Okay, pushing without bending. Okay, now this comes over. Dust. That. Ooh, we're bending. I don't want to bend it like that. But it's bending. Get in there without bending, please. All right. Ooh. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look at what's happening. What's happening? Oh, no. I'm gonna have to use heat. And then you have to use heat to make this stay down. That was not an issue last year. It wants to open up on me. No, you're not allowed. So what they recommend when you see that your thing is kind of not fully closing is to use a blow dryer on it so that it can stretch out with your book inside. So we'll be doing that after the live. But here it is so far. I'm excited. And I'm just going to jump right in because I want to get this set up already. I'm starting to feel like there will be difficulties if I don't have this ready to go. So we're going to do that next. And so the question I'm going to ask myself is, what are the colors that I'm going to use for this grid spacing guide? Now, what is the grid spacing guide? Grid spacing guide lets me know how many pages, how many blocks it takes to divide the page into sections. And my typical habit setup and number setup is also here so that I can remember what it is that I'm doing. And so we're going to do that right here on this page. Voiceover Ingrid here. Making and editing these videos ended up being my largest unintended creative project of 2025. I mean, at least I learned a lot about editing. You will find a complete list of the supplies used to make these spreads on my blog at thinkingthis.com. I think that's what we're going to go with. 7:55 and 7:43. 7:43, oops. And 7:55, okay. So this is dividing, making columns, making 4 columns, right? Making 4 vertical columns right here. Voiceover Ingrid here. After the setup of each spread, there will be a flip through of it showing how it looks at the end of 3/4. All right. So that is the spacing across. You want to divide it into 4 columns, 4 vertical columns. You take 8. Oh my God. All right, kind of messy. So 8 spaces across and skipping 1 block in between gives you 4 vertical columns across. Oof, terrible. Made a mistake there. All right. It's not going to be perfect. How about that, Ingrid? Okay. That's hard to see. Maybe with this glitter, we can denote it a little better. It's very dark and hard to see when they're close together like that. That's doing a terrible job, actually. We're gonna have to use like a dark purple. Well, we're gonna let that dry. We'll come back to that. Now, dark purple I'm going to use for the vertical spacing. Voiceover Ingrid here. My planner is my catch-all for the year, so among the planning there is journaling and other private information. Because of this, there will be various sections that will get blurred. Also, please excuse the squeaky office chair noises that I may have missed cutting out in post. It may be an on-camera thing because this is not the angle that I would do this if I wasn't trying to make sure everything was visible to someone else. Yeah, this is very, very messy. Very messy. Lines aren't straight. I'm not seeing the grid. And now we will grab this color. Is this the same color? Oh crap, it is. It's the same one. Oh my God, I'm like lost. I'm lost. We're gonna turn the book. I don't know, are all these colors the same? Am I crazy? I think I used the same color for everything. That looks exactly the same. Looks like I used the same markers. Yay. All right, so now that we have that, we're going to do our numbered, actually, I don't need, oh, well, let's leave it there for now. We're gonna have to do our numbered color-coded days. And this is based on how I set up my habit trackers. So normally my habit trackers take, one of my habit trackers takes place, two of my habit trackers actually, I put the dates across the top horizontally. And then the other trackers, the dates are vertical. And so here I just put it here to have a visual of how many spaces that takes and what days of the week are what color. I mean, not what days of the week, what dates are what color based on my rainbow color coding habit tracking stuff. Anyway, so every 1st, 9th, 17th, and 25th is in magenta. So I'm going to just put that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17. Okay. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25. There we go. And then I'm going to put my star here. Okay. And then we need to go down this way, vertically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 25. Okay. So that's that. Then we grab the reds. Every 2nd, 10th, 18th, and 26th is red. We'll just write it in too. 26. All right, next up, orange. So every 3rd, 11th, 19th, and 27th is orange. And 27 is orange. Now for the yellow, because the yellow marker is very hard to see, I use a light green marker to write the number for yellow, but I'll put a yellow dot with a dot marker just to remind me. It's not a light green, it's just supposed to be yellow, so use the yellow dot marker for that. And so every 4th, 12th, 20th, and 28th is yellow. Okay, next we have green. Which is every 5th, 13th, 21st, and 29th. 29. Okay, and then we have our light blue, and that happens every 6th, 14th, 22nd, and 30th. 6, 14, 22, and 30. Awesome. And finally, we have navy for, not finally, because they're still purple. Navy is every 7th, 15th, 23rd, and 31st. 7, 15, 23rd, 31st. And then finally, purple is every 8th, 16th, 24th. 24th. Okay. So there, my color-coded numbers and the spacing. This down here would be the spacing for this area right here if I were to do the numbers horizontally. Okay, next up we're going to do some categorizing, and I've selected a space in here for that. And I'm asking myself, what color pen am I trying to do? Should it just be black? Maybe it should. Yeah, we're just gonna go black with that. Right here, this is my color coding guide. So my appointments are in this color, health is in the fluorescent yellow, and so forth. And so I'm gonna be sticking that in here. And I'm trying to, well, I did decide already. We're just gonna go with black for what things stand for. Well, no, let's do it based on the goal planning. So the goal planning categories are here. And so we're going to write these things in order of the goal planning categories. So the first thing is homeschooling. And so that one's going to go like that, homeschooling. The second is financial, and that one's going to go like that. Third is work, career, business. Fourth is family and friends. 5 is spouse. Then we have physical environment. Then we have health. Mental health. Spirituality. Personal growth. Recreation, which is this last color. Recreation. Okay, so those are those categories. And then we have some not listed yet. Appointments, admin tasks, and cooking. Those are the only things that we haven't listed here. So we have appointments, admin, and cooking. Oh man. I did everything one block higher than I wanted it. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. So back to twisting the book so that things can be written neatly. So we have homeschooling, finances, work, career, family, spouse, home environment. It's really physical environment, but I'm going to run out of space if I write physical environment, so we're leaving it. Health, mental health, spirituality, personal growth, recreation, appointments, admin tasks, and cooking. Okay, so those are all of my color coding categories that I use that for time blocking, etc. Then under here, my plan was to add the Fly Lady zones. So I'm going to add that. Fly Lady! So Fly Lady zone. Zone 1. Zone 2. No. Both of those are zone 1. Okay. Zone 2 is the kitchen. I'm actually going to do this right here. Actually, we're going to do 1, 1, 2. And then we're going to do 3, 4. And we're going to do 3, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Okay. And now, once again, we're going to push everything over and neatly write this. So number 1, entrance, foyer. Number 2, dining room. Number 2, kitchen. 3/4 is bathrooms. 3 is office. Laundry room. Main bedroom. And living room. Okay. Fly Lady Zones. Categories. I want to write Fly Lady Zones here. And we will do it here. Fly Lady. That's good enough. The no social media section, that's this. And this is my attempt to like have milestones throughout the day that show, hey, I didn't get on social media between this time and this time, because it's just very easy to look at the whole day as a wash if you make it the whole day, right? So there's multiple opportunities for me to quote unquote get it right when it comes to not using social media at the times I decided would be best to avoid it. This no social media thing, I actually put in those vertical trackers at the beginning of the book. So that's where I track that. So I'm going to put the times in first. 6:30 through 8:30 a.m. If I listened to my rules and avoided it between 6:30 and 8:30, it's a line going that way inside the grid. And then 8:30 it would be a line going that way inside the grid. Then we have a horizontal line. Oops, I didn't even write anything. A horizontal line. And then a vertical line. A vertical line. Ooh, that looks terrible. No, I want that more in the middle. So I'm going to white that out. Okay. A vertical line. Better. And then finally, if I did it between 2:30 and 3:30, it would be like this series of sprinkles. And if I did it all the time, the whole time, I would put a box around the whole thing. Up here at the top, above all of the signifiers, I'm gonna put what it would look like if throughout the day I was tracking this and I did and I fulfilled the deal all of those times. So it's gonna start like that. Then like, look at that, it came out wrong. I'm gonna fix that. There. Try again. Very hard to see this. Okay, so first 6:30 to 8:30 would be all the way across. 8:30 to 10:30 would be across the other way, right? 10:30 to 12:30 would be a horizontal line. 12:30 to 2:30 would be a vertical line. 2:30 to 3:30 would be all of these little dots everywhere. And then of course that it's all completely outlined, and that would mean, hey, I did all of the time, the whole what is it, 1 2 3 4 5, the whole 5 blocks of time I was able to not use social media, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna write the title. No social. Oh, I can't spell. Social. No social. Good. Okay, and so that's one key. The next key has to do with health-related things, like how many steps I've taken. Now, when it comes to steps, I only have one square I only have one row of blocks where I could indicate that. And so what I do is I've figured out a way to indicate different steps as all in one square, basically, right? So for example, we have just the one dot, right? That is 5,000 steps. Okay, then there's a dot with a line through it. So this first one is 5,000 steps. If it's 7,500 steps, it's a line going this way. If it's 10,000 steps, this is all based on what the Apple Watch is telling me. If it's 10,000 steps, then it's a dot with an X inside. And so that lets us know that. And I just remembered that I wanted to put these times in black, and I didn't do that. So we're gonna have to go again. 5,000 steps. $7,500 steps. And then 10,000 plus steps. All right. And let me fix these times here. That's good. So this is where we are with the grid spacing. With the grid spacing. Okay, so we have that. We also, well, I'm going to share how I keep track of my dental hygiene all on a single box. Okay, so we're going to skip to this next section where we are going to mark dental hygiene. And so the first thing, I'm going to turn it again. The first thing is brush teeth. The second thing is floss. The third thing is hydro floss. And those are three things that I'm keeping track of all on the same square. The oil pulling I keep track of on its own line. Okay, so how do we indicate just toothbrushing? It would be just an outlined box. Just toothbrushing, right? Flossing are vertical line, not vertical, diagonal lines facing that direction. And then hydrofloss is diagonal lines in the other direction, right? Okay, how do we indicate that I washed my hair? Washed hair is tracked in the same place that the showers are tracked. So if it's just a shower, it's a dot, but if I washed my hair, then we get these vertical lines all in the box. And so that's how both were done. Okay. Then I want to write down how I'm tracking my water intake. So the way I'm tracking the water intake, which I'm just going to put right here. I want to use like gray to outline this. So we've got 1 drop of water there, and then 1 right underneath. Okay, So, oh, and then a third, because there's 3 types of indicators in that row. Okay, so those are the 3 water signifiers, 3 water signifiers. The first water signifier is that I filled my water bottle. Filled water bottle. I filled the water bottle. The next indicator is I drank 32 ounces. And then the third indicator was I drank 64 ounces. Okay, and so how is this done? I use a light blue marker. A light blue mild liner. And if I filled it, there's just a line that goes down the center. It has been filled, okay? If I drank 32 ounces, 1/2 of these gets filled in, right? And if I drank 64 ounces, then the entire droplet is colored blue. And so that is how I can look at my health tracker at a glance and see my hydration trend. What else did I want to put? Water, steps. Okay, that's it. That's what we have so far in our grid spacing guide. So I'm going to number this. I'm just going to write the numbers inside these rows. So this is 8. This is 12. This is also 12. And I believe this is also 12. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is also 12. Okay, so 12, 12, 8, 12. Oh, I want to put the numbers just to know how many numbers how many numbers are in the rows and the columns, how many boxes. So 1, 18, 19. So this is 9, 27, and then, oh my God, it's so hard to see, 36, okay. I'm gonna write steps over here. Steps. And then I'm gonna put health. Let's just call it health. No social steps, health, and then categories. 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 Okay, we are almost done. We are going to now use the corresponding highlighter for this color. Homeschooling. We're gonna do all the light colors first. So where is my health highlighter? Here it is. Voiceover Ingrid here. Although I used the key signifier list more near the beginning of the year, I always refer back to this page when spacing out spreads. Will it be in my 2026 Complete Common Planner? Yes, it will. Okay, so here we are. This is our grid spacing guide. I want to take a look at the freebie that she gave, because it has the lilies in it and it has stickers that match this thing here, and I was saying that I wanted to pull some colors that go with that, so I think I'm gonna drop these in. Maybe I'm gonna put the lily here or here. Okay, I'm gonna grab this. This is long, a long sticker that one must be careful not to tear. There we go. And I want to put that, oh, does that fit there? Not really, kind of has to fit down here then. Okay. I didn't like that. It's crooked. It's crooked. Not happy, but we're leaving it. Not happy with that. Actually, I'm going to put it right there. Amethyst or whatever that is. And then this lily. Do I want to put it there, or do I want to put it somewhere here in the front? Because it's a small one. There on the February would look cool. So I'm going to put it. This is my social media. I'm sure not the only one that I will be using, but this one is kind of like a log keeper. It just lets me see when was the last time I posted somewhere, because each channel has its own color, and so YouTube is red, and so I can see at a glance with the red dots what happened, whether content went up on YouTube based on the color, right? So I'm dropping this right here on February, those extra little blocks on February. We're putting the lily right there. I am not ready to use this typewriter. Perhaps on the index page, or perhaps not, because it's just brown. It doesn't have the
accent colors that I was thinking of using anyway, so that might not get utilized. However, this is it.
Now let's get into the index pages. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so what are we doing here? Lily themed stickers. I don't know, should it be... I don't know. I don't know. This is beautiful, this combo right here. Do I want that on 7 pages? Because this is a very thick, tape. Here's our other stuff. All right, there was a slight cut there. It looks like it goes. So there it is. Index page 1. And now we need to draw our line. I feel like the word index needs to go there, but I'm not exactly sure how I want to write that. So we're going to leave that blank for now. There is our first index page. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, so here's our index page. Our first one. There are going to be, how many did I say? There's going to be 7 index pages because I counted last year's book. That's how many I ended up needing. So we're going to use that estimate. Okay, and all the index pages are going to have the same washi. And because I turned the washi upside down last time, oh, look at that, my bookmark fell out. That's terrible. Because I did that last time, I'm gonna just apply it now like this instead of changing my mind after holding it the other way.
I guess it doesn't really matter because the items are randomly dropped in. Like I would have wanted these lilies to be oriented at the bottom the way the others were when I turned the washi tape upside down. But it looks like that's just not how it's gonna work. They are not placed in the same way every time. So sometimes they're gonna be at the top, and sometimes they're gonna be at the bottom. And so there we are again. Yeah, so now it's oriented at the bottom. I mean, at whatever. However it's oriented where I want it now on this part of the strip, but it wasn't on the previous page. So you're just gonna get something different. There we go. Okay, since we've got that as a two pager, we can use this big pretty one right here. I love that. I love it. I think it's great. Okay, so I'm going to cut that though. We've got the paper cutter. And we are going to cut the sticker in half. So there it is. In half. So we will put this on. Actually, we'll put this one on first. Do I want to have it on that line? Like, do I want it divided that much? Or do I do it closer together? I like it closer together. But the washi sticker doesn't go all the way. And then they're going to close together by themselves anyway. So we're going to follow this inner line this time around. All right, it's not perfect. Not as great as I thought it was gonna be. Probably, is it too late even? If it's not too late, I think I'm gonna move it closer. Ooh, we need the tweezers if we're going to do this. Will we be able to do it? It's quite possible we can. All right, yay, it's coming up beautifully. Well, that's good to know about the stickers. All right, closer this time. Because I feel like that was too far away. I feel like it definitely works better closer together. Which, you know, not that great in the redo, but I don't know, should I try this one? Will it come up? Well, it's coming up, so if it'll come up, why not? We just need you a little bit closer to your buddy. Ooh, oh. But I want to put you down first. There. Oh no. Too off. Yeah. There-ish. We're not gonna get stuck here. It's just gonna have to be that way. And we will figure it out another time for the next spread. All right, next, let's add our dividing line. I'm gonna leave 2 spaces for a title. Same thing on this side. Leaving 2 spaces for, oops. Oh, a little too high up there. All right. Okay. Index page 2. Index page 3. Okay, index page 3. Well, that's index page 4. This is index, no, this is 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is index page 4. Page 4. Page 6. No. Page 6. Page 7. Okay, page 7. Bam. So we need to put some kind of sticker here. What do we have left? We have another one of these that we could use. Or we could use this big pretty one. That big pretty one looks nice. Like that one. We've already used this one and this one. So these 3 are left. I do like this, so we're gonna go with that. Should it go at the somewhere in the middle? No, I don't like it there. I like it at the top. That's what we're gonna do. All right.
Voiceover Ingrid here. The index and collections pages are some of the most important spreads in my planner. This is one of the ways I ensure that I am able to find information again. The index assists me with threading, which is when you track specific topics in your journal, and it also helps with my weekly and monthly reflections because I can quickly scan the index for entries that will help me write them. I use these spreads quite frequently, and they will be included in my 2026 Complete Common Planner. That's a little better. Turn the page. Let me turn here. Okay. And this is collections, which is going to be okay. What do we want to do? Do we want to drop this one just in the middle, have it all be in the middle? Is that what we want? The thing is, I think for the collections, I'm gonna go with this butterfly one. Or should I just go with this one? And then I can use, or is that 2? Should it be this one? Both of them. I think so. I think that's what we're gonna do with that.
which leads us back over here. Do I just want to drop this right here? And it's like, boom, that's the end of the collections. Or do I want to put this one right here? Is there something else? What about this? More purple, but it's smaller. These are butterflies. That actually matches the collection's washi tape better. This purple. I don't know. I like that too. I don't know. I don't know. It's taking too long to decide. All right. I don't know. We're gonna go with this. We're just gonna put it. We're just gonna put it. We're just gonna put. It's gonna be. It's just gonna be this one. Here at the end. Oh, okay. This really decided where it wanted to be. All right, so we can take this off. And now we're going to draw our final lines. So here we go. Oh no, we got to do the collections is only one spread. We can do that one too before we sign off. So we'll do that and then we'll be done. Oh man, look at this. This washi tape is bubbling up. All right. Okay, bam, collections time. And so for the collections, the washi tape that I was liking was this one. Okay, and so this is the collections page. Oops. And I was liking these as the decoration. Like one up here and one down here. Or should it be you up here? And you down here. All right, so we're gonna go with this. I think that's good enough because what we need is space to write the information. And our past has shown us that there is a lot of information. This is bumpy. Was this right? Has that got enough space? Do we want you? You were about to land where I didn't want you. All right. We're just gonna go like this. Oh, look at that as a piece. There's a piece that I'm gonna have to cut off. Okay, so very difficult. All right, okay, I got that piece, and then we have to get this piece. Okay, look at that. I'm digging it. So let's just go back. This is our index. I love how this looks. I love how it looks. These are the collections. Oh, I forgot to draw the line for the collections. I'm gonna go with this like olive green and see if I like it. I could continue with the pink like we have over here. Oh look, this is another one that needs to be cut. Okay, hang on. Okay. Back to this. All right, so okay, here we're gonna go with this olive green. For the collections. Okay. So the next thing is writing the titles and how I wanted to write them. Should I just do a cursive with a gel pen? Yeah. We're gonna do that right here. We're just gonna write it right in here. It's going to be simple. Index. Pretty basic. The others don't need it written. Collections will need it written. But what color will we use? I'd rather use gold. just need to fix that because it was bumpy. Yeah, much better. Much better. Okay, so we're gonna go with gold on the collections. And I'm just gonna write it right here. Okay. I love it. I'm very happy with that. So there it is. Now we are ready to add information to the index pages. And we are continuing with our lily theme for all the setup pages. It's good. Well, lilies, butterflies, crystals. Lilies, butterflies, and crystals. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe so that you can be notified of future video releases. And if you want to see more about my must-have spreads for 2025, be sure to check out part 2 of this series to see me set up the 8 spreads that I use to assist me in managing my time, money, and life. See you there.